If you have any questions or concerns about this week's episode, please call or text producer Dan at 778-288-9255.
Start the party, Dan! It's time to turn it up. We're getting crazy, going wild, talking nasty stuff. Doom scrolling hell sight, what a dumpster fire. Boom, roast, bad post, sticking up the replies. We don't want to go to school, we don't want to get a job. We just want to get online and get our asses blocked. We don't follow the rules, we do whatever we want. It's Block Party, the podcast like we're tweeting a duck. Block Party, Block Party, Block Party, my mixes and fun. Block Party, Block Party, Block Party, I quote tweeting a duck.
Hello, friends, idiots, and friends who are also idiots. Welcome to your favorite podcast about social media and rejection. It is Blocked Party. This is episode number 267. I'm John.
I'm Stefan.
And with us is, well, he's sort of a guest. He's also, okay, well, right. Producer Dan is here.
How's that?
It is, as many of you know,
world-famous cellist Yo-Yo Ma is here.
Yeah. The world famous Blocked Party enemies list is making its triumphant return. It is the 5th annual Blocked Party
crazy
enemies list. And yeah, we didn't we kind of Stefan, we pulled a go off Kings.
Yeah.
And we sort of just let our 5-year anniversary sort of skate on by without really talking about it.
We've been doing this for 5 years.
It's because I think
Yes.
we do. It's because I think with podcasts, it's more like, oh, the number of the episode, right? That's
it's
more
a
the
little-
anniversary.
Yeah, you get your 250s, your 300s of the world.
But 250 was basically, that was 5 years, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Close
oh my
enough.
God,
Yeah.
that's crazy. I mean, it's gonna be
we were
300 next
five
year.
years in November. Was our 5-year
Hey,
anniversary.
happy anniversary, John and Dan.
Same to you guys as well.
yeah,
we have
thanks.
been here for all 267 episodes. Dan laid on the floor for a few of them,
Sure.
and laid in his bed for a few of them as well.
I worked. I got them all out mostly
got them
on
all
time.
out.
Some were
Yeah.
a few hours
really,
late.
Yeah, we've never missed a Monday. We have gotten close. We've released some episodes.
We've hit like a Monday evening, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
like the latest, and that was when Dan was in the hospital just like a couple months ago.
Yeah,
that was the
but Dan
latest we've
powered
ever
through.
released an episode. But Dan powered through.
It's true.
He edited the episode in a daze and haze, and
Well, I think
So,
most
yeah.
episodes are edited in
Well,
days
yeah, that's
and
true.
days, to be
I guess that's a
honest.
good point.
That's
I guess
a good
that's a good
point.
point. Not recently though, Dan. You're right now. You're daze and haze free.
Well, I guess so.
Yeah, you're just confused. You're not dazed and confused anymore.
Yeah, it's like I was telling John. It's an early morning for me here.
It's 12:08 p.m. So, yeah. Yeah.
Early morning.
It
as
was
they
very
say.
funny seeing Dan pop in. We were doing the Lethal Company marathon yesterday, and Dan pops into Libby's stream at like 1 p.m. and is like, "Morning, everyone." I love it.
What
Yeah,
was
that's when I wake
what
up
you
now.
did this on Go Off Kings?
Well, no, we did. We were like going between people's streams, so everyone could kind of get like a bite at the apple, so to speak.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
But we
And
just really wanted to play the game for like 12
So how long
hours.
did you
Yeah,
play
they all
for?
played the same game for like 12 hours.
12.
I played for 10.
Oh my
but yeah.
god.
Yeah, Stefan was
I
out at the end.
don't know if anyone actually played for the full 12 hours.
Get a
Is-
life. Get a
God.
life is what I'd say.
No.
I'd
no.
say get a
Game's
fucking
not
life.
even good anyway.
Dan, that's not true. You got to play it, Dan.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. I think you would like it. And
Yeah.
we got to get John a PC as well. Although you can't do first person games, can you?
I can, but definitely not for like 10 hours.
Yeah.
And I
there's-
mean, even then, like, I don't know. It depends on the game. For some reason, like some first person, I'm okay.
I think this
and others I'm
would
not.
make you dizzy because it's a game where you're getting like jump scared a lot, right? And so you're constantly
Yeah.
like moving around and keeping track of stuff. And in fact, at the end of each round, they give out like little awards, and one of them is the most paranoid employee. And we didn't know what that was for. We thought maybe
Sure.
it was for like if you yelled the most because it has like proximity chat and stuff. And it turns out it's for whichever player moves the camera around the most during the round.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Nice. It's like
Yeah.
in Goldeneye when you would get there was a most
Yeah.
paranoid in Goldeneye too, I think.
I wonder if
right?
it's the same thing. I mean, that would make sense, right? Moving the camera around. Probably.
I think it was Goldeneye.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not, because I searched most paranoid Goldeneye and it didn't. There was like most afraid or most
Right.
scared or something.
There's one. I mean, I do sort
me
of miss.
see.
I don't really play first person shooters anymore, but like I do miss playing Call of Duty because of like the post match like medals and stuff you would get. I love that. That was great.
Most cowardly, I think, is the one I'm thinking of.
Okay.
So yeah, there's Lemming Award, have the highest suicide count at the end of the match. Where's the Ammo, which is the player given award given to a player who's fired less than 100 shots during a match.
Okay.
Where's the Armor, speaks for itself.
Yeah.
AC-10 is the highest amount of armor.
Okay.
Marksmanship is the highest amount of headshots. Most Professional is having the highest kill to shot ratio.
Okay. So best accuracy, basically.
Yes. Most Deadly is highest kill to death ratio.
Okay.
Mostly Harmless is the lowest kill to death ratio.
That would be me.
Oh, okay. I like this one, actually. I can't believe they even were able to put this in an N64 game. So Most Cowardly is related to the amount of time your player appears on the screen of any other players.
Oh.
So you must appear on their screens for less time than anyone else.
So you're
does.
like hiding, basically.
Yes. And then you got Most Frantic, which is the player who runs an average of more than 10 kilometers an hour during the match. Most Honorable, which is shoot players in the back less than any of the other players. Most Dishonorable, which is shoot players in the back more.
Sure.
Shortest innings and longest innings, which is shortest time in play or longest time in play before dying.
Okay.
Double kill 2 players within 2 seconds. Triple kill 3 players within 2 seconds. And then quad kill with "do" in brackets, which I don't know if I ever even saw that one. You have to kill 4 players within 2 seconds.
So that would be with like a proximity mine or something, right?
Yes. As the "do" implies, this is only possible by killing yourself. In addition
right, because
to,
it would be okay, right.
Yeah.
Wow.
In addition to the other 3 players.
I
don't know if
never-
I ever saw a quad kill, because I feel like I would have remembered seeing the "do" in quotation or in brackets.
I was never a Goldeneye guy. I got into Perfect Dark,
Right.
which was sort of like the upgraded version of Goldeneye.
You little hipster.
Well, I think it was just like
you little Fifi boy.
I had the N64 when it first came out, but I was playing like, Ocarina of Time, Mario 64. My big game, and I've brought this up before, was San Francisco Rush. Which was
I played
sick.
that, I think, but I don't remember it being.
It was really fun and
a big game for me. I liked Cruisin' USA.
Cruisin' USA was good too. Rush was cool because it was like, I don't want to call it open world, but I looked this up on YouTube recently because I was like, I wanted to see if I was remembering it correctly. And there's like 2 or 3 courses that have like secret like stunt courses hidden within them.
Right.
But it's like such a pain in the ass to like drive down to them. And if your car like flips upside down or whatever, you explode and you just get sent back to where you started. So like, even if you're in the stunt area, you're down there like doing stunts or whatever. If you blow up, you get sent back to like the start of the race. But yeah, that was a good one. I mean, I've made my opinion known on Mario Kart versus like Diddy Kong Racing, where I stand on that.
That's an obvious opinion to have. Diddy Kong Racing is the far superior.
Of course, absolutely.
It's not even a question.
No, not at all. I'm
You
glad
guys love to be contrarian, huh?
How is that contrarian?
This is not
such a clearly better game.
Yeah, it's so much better. Yeah. It's just so much better.
It's insane we never got a sequel. I would love a Diddy Kong Racing sequel. Rare, what are you doing?
I like recent Mario Kart games are great.
For sure. Mario Kart 8's super fun.
Mario Kart 64, it has not aged well, is what I will say. I think at the time I remember liking it, but it's like at the time you had like 3 options or whatever.
And I would say Diddy Kong Racing has aged very well.
I think so.
In terms of like the level of challenge, we talked about this before. The Whiz Pig races are so hard.
They're really hard. And just having the hub world too. The hub world is a very that was ahead of its time.
The hub world is so cool. The elephant. Ho ho!
Yeah.
What a guy. I love that elephant guy.
Oh yeah.
Goldeneye was life-changing for me, so it's sad that you're not very good at it. Because I'm quite good at Goldeneye.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
It'd be a fun one to like emulate on stream or whatever.
Well, they remade it, or they remastered it, didn't they?
Sorry?
Didn't they remaster it or something?
They did
on the Wii?
For the Wii, yeah. And it was pretty good. It was pretty good, I would say. I had it. I never really played multiplayer, but I played the single player mode. And they added some new levels and they changed some of the, it was definitely not just like pardon me, here's a remaster and here's all the levels from the original game. Like it had some of the same levels.
Yeah, and they fixed the controls.
But none of the objectives were the same. And you could do the dual stick controls.
It was, I forget what game it was. I saw a screen grab of it where it was like a review of this first person shooter from like the late 90s, early 2000s. And it was one of the first games to do like the dual stick thing, and the review was like, "This game is great, but the controls are fucking awful. What were they thinking? This is like the worst idea ever. Like moving with one stick and aiming with the other. What is that?"
I think you know that in Goldeneye there was a control scheme option where you played with 2 controllers.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, it's one of the it's in the game. It's like one of the default control options, and you play with 2 N64 controllers, so you do get the movement. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, I replayed Goldeneye on Switch, like on the Switch Online, and I beat it again, and it is definitely frustrating in moments, but I wouldn't say. In my mind, and maybe it's just because I grew up with it, but like the controls are not as janky as like people would have you believe. Like the auto aim is pretty good.
Right.
And like it's not, I don't know. And again, it could just be that I'm used to it, but I feel like it's not.
Yeah. Have you watched any speedruns of it?
Of Goldeneye?
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched myself playing the game.
Well, but like world class. I mean, look, John, I know you're a great gamer. Don't get me wrong.
I'm not. I'm good at Tony Hawk, and that's it.
I feel like you're probably pretty good at Goldeneye, though. But
I am pretty good at Goldeneye.
The Goldeneye like world records are so insane. Where they're just,
I believe it. Yeah, I'm sure they're unbelievable.
They're like running through, like looking at the ground the whole time because they like know exactly where to go, and it's great.
Yeah,
I love it.
I feel like I have watched some in the past, but anyway. I'm not sick anymore, so that's a nice.
Yeah, you sound good. I was gonna ask how.
It's a nice change. I'm feeling good. Was back. We went back to Ontario for Christmas.
Okay.
See Becca's family.
Yeah.
And did that whole thing, and I was kind of better, like pretty much right when we got there. So
nice. Yeah.
I'm back in the zone. How was the Christmas for both of you guys?
It was nice. It was quite nice. It's warm out here. It's like 13 degrees today, which is fucked up. Crazy. And not a good thing, obviously. No. So that was kind of a bummer, I guess. Like, I think like a little dusting of snow would have been nice, but it was just kind of like.
No, it wouldn't have been. Shut the fuck up.
I said a little dusting. Just a little bit.
So rude.
A little dusting.
Well, we'll get into that when we go over my previous year's enemies list.
Oh boy. Okay. But. Yeah, I think it was just it was a nice time. Boxing Day was very nice too. Went out for a nice walk. It was sunny and nice out. But yeah, the weather was a little weird and sort of worrying. I guess it's an El Nino. Not that I know what the fuck that means, but
well, it means the warm air from the coast of South America.
Of course,
travels up
you said it.
Yeah, he said warm. Yeah, I know.
It's just warm. It's not. It's
no.
fine.
Say it again. Say it again.
Warm.
Okay, I can hear it a little bit there.
What?
It's charming. I like it. It's a good thing.
Yeah, it's fine.
Good.
It's fine.
Everyone likes it.
Well, I don't know if they like it. Well, I guess they do.
They do.
They think it's funny that I say it in a stupid way.
It's not. Is that an Ontario way of saying it? Because I feel like I haven't really.
I guess.
Where did you pick
Becca's
it up?
From Ontario and makes fun of me all the time for it. So I don't know if it's just.
Yeah, I have a lot of family in Ontario, and I don't think I've ever heard them say it like that. Is it just? No. I wonder if it's just because you grew up partially in Ontario and partially in BC, and it's some sort of like bastardization of.
That's the one word where it really comes out. I don't know. I feel like I've probably always said it like that.
Yeah,
it's hard because I said it before on the show, but like I can't change it. Like even if I'm in my mind,
right?
Like okay, you say it normal. I still feel like when I try to say it normal, people are like, no, yeah, nope. That sucked. That sucked again.
Yeah,
fuck. One day I'll get it. Did you get any good gifts? Any nifty gifties?
I got a Quinn Hughes jersey.
Oh yes, nice. I saw that
with the captain,
the skate jersey.
Yeah, and obviously I was like, just please make sure it's not a Fanatics jersey.
Yes, yeah,
because I don't know.
Authentic. I mean, well, the Authentics will be made by Fanatics next year.
I know it's so fucked, man. I
crazy.
Like didn't they sign like a 10-year deal with the NHL or some shit? Like
yeah, something like that.
What a disaster!
Do you guys follow Fanatics Suck?
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. Yeah, that account is great, but also it's just like what like. Especially around Christmas too. There was I saw a Quinn Hughes jersey get posted from Fanatics, and it said Hugh on the back.
Yeah,
nice.
No S.
Single
no
Hugh.
Yeah, just one Hugh. There was one where it was supposed to have like it was like a jersey or like a sweater with like a name on the back or something, and it was supposed to have like the kid's like name on the back. and it had it on the front in like the tiniest font you've ever
that
seen.
was one of the funniest. That was one of the funniest fuck ups because you're just like, how does that even happen?
It's crazy. Fanatics is fucking garbage. I mean, it's so fucking bad. It's crazy how bad it is. But so it wasn't
wild.
Adidas jersey. Luckily.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. What about you guys?
Well, I think I've told the story before about my Phil Kessel jersey where I had that happen where it was the number 82 instead of 81.
Oh yeah.
And I had to drive all the way to the mall. Like nobody realized it. Someone called me and they're just like, your jersey's ready. So I live 25 minutes away from the mall with the jersey store. So I drive there to pick it up. And it was so funny because obviously it was like the manager working or someone who knew hockey because he pulled out of the back and I was like, 82? And he was like, fuck. He like looked at like he knew right away that it was wrong. And then they had to send it back. But that's
like I think that's fair. Like compared to the Fanatics stuff,
like someone probably just like wrote like an old school 1, with the and it kind of looked like a 2, and then whoever stitched the jersey.
Fanatics ones are like unforgivable. There was like I think there was a Michigan football one, and it said like Illinois on the side.
Yeah, it was a hoodie. Yeah, it had the Michigan logo on the front, and then said Illinois on the sleeves.
It's just like so fascinating. Like I get the 81, 82 thing like that. Like you said, that's probably exactly what happened, where they just wrote it down and you couldn't really tell. And the person didn't know who Phil Kessel was. But like the Fanatics ones are like, I know it's just because they are making so many of them. And there's no, but like, it's just crazy. The mistakes they're making are so ridiculous. I don't know how it's possible,
Trusting them to make authentic jerseys
it's such a disaster, man. It's going to be so bad.
But yeah, so I got a pretty iconic Christmas gift this year from Becca.
Yeah.
And this is I would say it's the most likes I've ever gotten on an Instagram story.
Wow. Okay.
It had to be like pushing like 70 or 80 likes on the story, which, I've only like 3,000 followers. So it's pretty good.
That's on the story. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Beckett is, just on the story. Obviously I've had photos that have got more likes.
Sure.
But on the story, enough people scrolling through the stories going, holy shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Becca got me tickets to see Limp Bizkit in Northern Ireland.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So is that in Belfast?
It is in Belfast, yes. Cool. So we're going, it's in June. Well, and then it was also very funny because I posted it on Twitter and I said, we're going to the UK in the spring. And Becca didn't write Northern Ireland. She did like a little hangman game where I had to like guess the letters or whatever. So she didn't write Northern Ireland. So then I got 3 people that didn't follow the POD cast account being like, you fucking tosser. You think that like, you're going to the UK and you're going to, then I would type back like, it's in Belfast, like calm your tits. Well, one guy, I literally wrote like, it's in Belfast, relax. And then he was just like, well, then you're right, sir. Have fun. Or whatever. Like,
okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good. Like,
that's so good. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be really good.
Yes, it's just like in a park in Belfast, and
what are you looking forward to more, the trip to Belfast or seeing Limp Bizkit in concert?
Well, I've seen Limp Bizkit once before. I saw them in 2003, so it'll be over 20 years since I've seen them last. When I see them in June, definitely looking forward to the trip more. But having that, and it's near the end of the dates we want to go, so it's kind of like 2 days before we leave. So having that as sort of the like capper on the trip is that's gonna be pretty awesome. That's, and it's really like good. They're headlining and they're not like right now they're doing a North American tour next summer, and
they were in Sydney like the day after I left.
Oh, that would have been amazing. I know one of our PODcast listeners from Australia went to that show and was saying how good it was, but you wouldn't have gone though.
No, but it would have been. I would have like thought about
what then? But it would have been what?
I don't know.
They were in Sydney the day after I was there. I mean, I wouldn't have gone anyway.
No, of course I wasn't gonna go. That'd be insane. No, I think it was them and like, was it like Fallout Boy? It was like a big like tour or something.
Kind of like a little festival. Well, because that's so what they're doing next year is they're across America. They're doing this very weird. It's like a one-day festival type thing, and it's being hosted by Riff Raff, and like Corey Feldman is one of the openers.
Okay,
and like so. I'm glad this Ireland show is like a one-off. This Northern Ireland show is like a one-off thing.
Right.
So, because I guess Becca was saying they were supposed to play there last year or something, and then they had to cancel. So it's like a makeup for that, but it's in this old park in Belfast. It's like one of the oldest parks. It's like right in the middle of the city, apparently.
Yeah.
And they do like a summer concert series. So they're like bringing Limp Bizkit in for this like summer concert series. So anyway, if I die during break stuff because I'm killed by a bunch of drunken Irish guys, that's a pretty good way to go.
I think that's the way you'd want to go. I think.
Yeah.
It'd
be pretty fitting.
I did also get the Stream Deck here.
What is that?
It's for like controlling.
Time.
I know. It's
you
for
got the
like
little one.
This is like the little one is like smaller than this, isn't it?
Well, you got the medium one.
Yeah, I
you
got
gotta
the
get the
medium
big one, dude.
No, because you can do like folders and stuff. But you
Well,
can see
I
it
like
says-
that you have the corn logo.
Well,
as
that's
one of the
for
buttons.
that's for Bryan mode, which I've shown you.
Yes, you have shown us Bryan.
Yeah, so I put the.
So what does this thing do? This is like
It basically allows you to, like, for instance, like switch between scenes on OBS, but just by pressing a physical button rather than like pressing a button on OBS itself, like on the computer.
These are things I understand, and definitely probably a lot of our listeners.
Well,
as
I mean, you've streamed before, but you stream directly from the PS5, right?
Yes.
We got to get you in the new year, new camera, and then a streaming rig. It's gonna happen.
We'll see. I was thinking if I did start to stream, what I would probably do, because they did release Tony Hawk 1+2 for PC.
Ooh, okay.
So my thought was I would do like some kind of streaming, like subbing marathon kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where I would beat the entire 1+2 with every skater, and I cannot log off the stream until I do that.
That's a good idea.
I don't think it would take me that long. It would probably take me like 20 hours maybe.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a long game.
Yeah.
Because you got to beat it with every skater, 100% with every skater. It takes me on average I think it takes me about 35 minutes to beat both 1 and 2.
Okay.
100%.
I think you should do it. I mean, we've done
goals.
We've done 2 basically 12-hour streams this month, and like it honestly, like, it's funny for me because it's like, I think it's sort of disturbing because I'll finish the 12-hour stream and be like, that wasn't very hard. I was just like sitting there playing video games for 12 hours. It's like very easy, you know?
Yeah.
So you might have that feeling at the end.
I think it'd be tough. I was inspired because when I got sick with COVID, I was going down to YouTube video game rabbit holes, and there was this guy who like tried to beat every Mario Kart in a week.
Oh, I feel like I know
he's
the
like
guy
a
you're talking
guy
about.
that does. Yeah, he
does
like,
a lot of Mario challenges where he's trying to beat like all the Mario games.
Yes, exactly. So he did all the Mario games in a week, and then he did all the Mario Karts in a week.
Yeah. I like that guy's channel.
Well, and he makes like he makes very crazy like goals for himself. Like one of the Mario Karts, he said that he was not going to beat it. He wasn't going to consider it beaten until he had gotten like every coin from some, and it was like he literally had to exit every race with 10 coins because you can only max out at 10 coins. So he was playing the same race over and over again, collecting 10 coins, and then he didn't want to get hit with shells or anything like that. So because he didn't want to lose the 10 coins. So he would get the 10 coins on the first lap and then park in a corner where nothing could hit him for like 2 minutes while the computer finished the race. And then would just do that again. And he did that like for 8 hours. And then he only got to like 4,000 coins and he had to get to 20,000 or something. And he's like, and then I just gave up. And I was like, you should have gave up that before you even started.
Does he also do the videos where it's like you have to collect every coin in the game or whatever, or try and beat Mario without collecting any coins, like stuff like that?
Yeah, I think it's stuff like that too. I didn't watch any of his other videos, but I watched that and I was like, could I beat every Tony Hawk in a week where like it would be like 100% with every skater?
Yeah.
And I think I could. I mean, you would obviously have to count out like the Wii game where you have to play with the physical skateboard. And like, I think the way you'd have to do it is you have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, Thug 1, Thug 2, American Wasteland, Project 8, Tony Hawk 5, which is supposedly terrible. I've never played it. And then Tony Hawk 1+2. I think would be like, that would be probably all of the ones that make sense to beat.
Yeah.
And some of them I've never even played, so it would be really slow, I think. But like, I think if I just did 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1+2, I could easily do that in a week. Every skater.
For sure.
But
I would like to see that. I think more, I mean, just more streaming in general for me would be great.
I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
You never know.
I would enjoy that.
People have been saying the Go Off Kings have been riding too high for too long. I will just directly program against you. And
someone needs to take them down.
We gave away a toilet to one of our viewers this month. It was great.
Of course you did.
We've done this before where we have a sponsorship.
Was it a used toilet?
No, it was like a brand new Toto. Like it was like a $2,000 toilet.
Oh, like one of the nice with the bidet and
it had the wash lip built in and everything.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So we gave that plus a Steam Deck away because our viewers did 5,000 plus surveys for this online.
Your viewers are dumb as fuck, huh?
Yeah, but one of them won a toilet and a Steam
toilet.
Deck.
And then Dan, that proves they're not very dumb because one of them won a toilet.
Correct. It was very funny because the people running the contest sent us a message on Discord and they're like, "Hey, make sure to tell your viewer," and his username is Novel Coronavirus. They're like, make sure to tell Novel Coronavirus that they've won a toilet and a Steam Deck. Congratulations.
So what? Explain this. They had to fill out surveys, or what? What do you mean?
So yeah, it was basically we had levels of prizes we could give away.
And this is this company approached you to do this.
Yeah, and
we've done survey company.
Yeah, we've done stuff with them before in the past, and it was something similar, but it was people had to install a browser extension, so that was kind of a bit more of a pain in the ass, I guess.
God,
I wonder what other kind of information that was collecting.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, but but this one was just doing some online surveys, and so it was pretty straightforward. But we had different different levels. So it was if our viewers did 200 total online surveys, then we would give away that portable bidet you have. It would have been like that and a squatty potty is what we would have given away. And in this case, we got up to 5,000, which was the second highest level. The highest level was 10,000 surveys, which it would not have been possible, I don't think. And that would have been a trip to two or three of the world's greatest bathrooms.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Which are just in spas and stuff all over the place. But yeah. It was pretty...
And you came up with the prizes and then the survey company was paying for them?
Yes, basically. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It was like I said, it was very
okay,
stupid.
Well, so where exactly are the world's greatest bathrooms?
Let me see.
Be more specific.
Hold on, I'm gonna try and find. It was a
how
Harper's
did you find this out?
Jesse found it. It was a Harper's Bazaar. Here it is. Okay. I'm gonna send it to in the chat here, and then Dan can bring it up.
Okay.
This is from 2014. So, it's possible there are some nicer bathrooms out there, but it's basically just
I would assume in the last 9 years we've kind of advanced.
Essentially, it's just resorts that have bathrooms that have views of the ocean or whatever.
Sure. Okay. Gotcha. I mean, look, I'll be honest. There are some cactus clubs that have unbelievable bathrooms.
I mean, that's the thing. If you look at just a nice casual restaurant chain, they have nice bathrooms. And then think about a place that has a real a fucking nice spa or whatever, a resort. So Dan, I sent it to you there. And
just give me a second. It's been a while since I've done this.
Hey, don't worry about it, Dan. No rush. But yeah, there's some
it's
nice
kind of
here.
when you there's a resort that Becca and I went to. It's in the Okanagan in BC, Sparkling Hill. Have you ever gone, Stefan?
I have not.
So it's what they do in their rooms, because it overlooks this sort of beautiful desert vista, is your bathtub is in the main part of your room.
Right.
So they have a bathroom with a shower that's kind of off the room as per normal, but then the bathtub is beside your bed. So you can, and it's this huge soaker tub.
I think this is kind of similar ideas.
This one isn't even a room.
Oh, I know, but that is pretty cool.
I will bathtub and a toilet on a rock.
I will also say that a lot of the times they're focusing more on the bathing aspect and less on the shitting and pissing aspect.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate.
So that is a little unfortunate.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah. That one's very cool. The huge tub there. I mean, these are
so people who are watching this on YouTube. It's a lot of them are bathtubs with beautiful views.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yeah.
So that one, Dan, if you go up a sec, the Utah one,
it was
that's very similar to the Sparkling Hill, except for the bathtub is in your room.
Yeah, but if our viewers had done 10,000 surveys, which again, it's they did just over 5,000, and the rules were our viewers could do 25 per person a day, up to 75 total, and you could do them in a minute.
Okay.
They were pretty easy to do. So to hit 10,000 would have been like a huge ask. But yeah,
Right.
they would have given away a trip to like
Had
one
they
of those
chosen
places.
some of those had they chosen which ones the viewers were going to get to go to? Because it feels like that one that's in like the African
It would have been-
Serengeti
it would have been
a
sort
little
of like-
tougher than the one in Utah.
They basically told us like, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Like they were like, we really like the idea of, but like
We'll shit in that toilet when we get there.
Exactly. But the best part was the actual like prize like landing page to like see all the list of prizes. Jesse came up with a name for it, which was Louie's World Tour, like Joey's World Tour, and like Lou like toilet. But it sounds like it's just like Louie's
That was
World
the best
Tour.
idea you guys had, eh?
Yeah, and that's why we didn't get 10,000 surveys. That's
I
why we
think
stopped
that's-
at
that
Brilliant.
explains it.
at 5,000. But it was good. Yeah. Dan, how was your holiday? How was your Christmas?
My holiday was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like Christmas. Yeah, I got a break from work for like 2 or 3 days.
And now you're back.
Yeah, now I'm back.
Now you're back, baby.
Yeah, I bought myself a new computer.
Okay.
I saw that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you went ham, dude.
That's what's
Yeah.
up.
I got 13900K,
Ooh.
64 gigs of RAM,
Okay.
and a motherboard.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
It's
but
good.
It sounds
it's good.
cool.
It's good. It blows Stefan's piece of shit out of the water.
Absolutely. I've been looking at upgrading this, and yeah, those are good numbers to have.
Maybe I'll have to get a new. I'll have to get Dan to help me build a rig.
Yeah, I would
I
just
think-
buy a pre-build if I were you.
Yeah, I don't think you need to necessarily.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, tell me which one to buy is more
Yeah.
what I mean.
Okay, I can do that.
I'm not
yeah.
I'm not building anything. You shitting me, dude?
It's very easy. You could probably figure it
Nope.
out.
Wrong.
I think you could figure it out.
Well,
You know who
You
would probably be
guys-
good at building a PC because of all the Lego stuff is Brian.
oh, that's a good point.
That's
I'd like
true.
to see that. Yeah. The
Yeah.
picture of Brian leaving the Lego store is so fucking funny. Dan, can we bring that up?
Massive box.
Yeah, let me see if I can find
I
it.
think it's just on his
It's
his
on
page.
his Twitter, yeah.
Yeah. God damn, that was so funny.
And wearing the corn shirt and shoes is
Yeah.
what really
Oh my-
cinched it for me.
the corn shirt he got for Christmas too is incredible.
It's sick. Yeah, totally.
It's really good.
I was a little disappointed because I didn't get anything in the corn drop, but they said they're doing another one this year.
Oh, that
So
was
I'm
like from a
excited to-
specific like.
Oh yeah,
It's a
Adidas
recent-
like collabed with Korn and they did like a specific drop. So they did. There was there was two.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's got the Korn shoes on, which you can see they've got the purple laces, and then they say like they've got Korn on the back of the shoes and stuff.
Yeah.
Then he's wearing the Korn Life is Peachy shirt. So they did.
Is that a corn
This-
hat too?
No, this drop they did two Korn shirts. They did two Korn shirts,
Yeah.
a Korn tracksuit, and Korn shoes. So we'll see what they do for. Oh, and I think they did one long sleeve or one hoodie or something like that.
That's so much. That's just like so much Lego. I mean,
We
I'm
got
glad.
the Titanic, which we
Oh,
talked
that-
to
that's
Caitlin
what- oh, that-
Durante when
right.
they were on the show about
Yes.
the Titanic.
Yes.
And I always sort of felt like after we talked to Caitlin about that Bryan would eventually have to get to
For sure. Yeah.
Because how long? Caitlin said it took them what, like a month or something?
Oh, at least I think, and it took
Maybe
up the whole
more.
table. Obviously, Brian.
Yeah.
We know Brian has the Lego table and everything, and
Yeah.
God, that's so good. Brian rocks. I think everyone sort of got into like a hobby during the pandemic, and for me, it's like hockey cards, and like I'm really glad they don't take up a lot of room. You know what I mean?
But they kind of do, don't they? Like you got to buy all these packs of cards you don't really want.
Yeah, but the base cards, I just donate. I'll just like take them to like Value Village or whatever,
I
because
see.
they're like essentially worthless. But like yeah, like the cards that are valuable, I've got like a little like briefcase kind of thing, and I just put them in there, right? So it's
you have
not-
a briefcase for your hockey cards.
I have a little case for my hockey cards, John. Yeah, but I do have I did get some cards for Christmas too.
Oh yeah, what'd you get?
Well, I got some. I mean, look, we're gonna
Did you
be.
get more? Did you get more like packs, or you got?
I got
like,
a box.
specific cards.
I got a
Okay,
box. But I got
What was the box? What was the
OPG Platinum? Which again, this
okay.
is gonna come back up in my enemies list later, I think.
Okay.
But the big hits, I've got them right here.
Okay.
I need to sleeve these up still, but I've got the Logan Thompson auto, rookie
Okay.
auto. That's pretty good. That's not bad. I mean,
yeah.
he's like an NHL goalie, you know.
That is true. Yes.
I mean, this is. I mean, again, this is going to come up later in the enemies list, but this shows you how this box came out like 2 or 3 months ago, and this shows you how far behind it was. Here's Matthew Tkachuk for the Calgary Flames.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's how
Holy.
it's 21-22, and it came out in 2023.
And why do they take so long again? I know you've told me before.
Well, it was like supply chain issues. It got really
I
fucked
see.
during COVID, and then this the Quentin
Quentin
Byfield,
Byfield rookie.
like this is like a short print, like very nice card. But yeah, this will come back up in the enemies list later.
Okay,
so.
well, let's get into our enemies list. As is tradition on this show, if you've never been here for an enemies list episode, you're in for a treat. This is our 5th annual. Before we get into our and I should say, the goal today, we're doing the 2024 enemies list.
Yes.
So these are like people we're going into 2024
mad at.
We want to hate them. We want their 2024 to be horrible.
Yes.
It's for the year upcoming.
Yes.
So what we will do now first, before we get to that, is we will review our 2023 enemies list to see how well we did kind of hating on them
Sure.
in 2023 and just, if they underwent some kind of demise, or something like that.
I'll say I'm looking at mine right now. I think I did a pretty good job.
You did good because last year was pretty pathetic. You know, you were like mad at like chips without avocado oil or something like that.
That was stupid.
You were, it was not your best work in 2022, but 2023, that is true. Let's start with Dan though, because we had Dan for the first time ever did an enemies list with us last year. And so we're going to review. We'll start with all of our number 5s. So Dan's number 5 last year was anyone doing table service at a restaurant. So like when they make like a Caesar salad at your table or like a bananas Foster at your table. So Dan, how did 2023 go in regards to you and table service at a restaurant?
Well, I mostly stopped going to restaurants or just leaving my apartment at all. So
that's a win.
That's a win, yeah.
Dan wins.
And that's why you stopped leaving. You're like, I keep going to all these restaurants.
Well, that's among the reasons, yeah.
These table servers, they drive me crazy. I don't hate it. I feel like I probably said that last year, but I don't mind when they make a thing at my table.
I don't mind it. I kind of like seeing it. I like seeing flames.
I think I mostly meant
pop
just
up.
like servers in general, people who just waitresses and waiters and all those types of
It's about time someone took those guys down a notch.
I agree. They've had it too good for too long.
I do believe I acknowledge that I was the asshole for having them on
Yes,
my
I think
list.
you did. Yeah.
That's probably true. Yes, Stefan, your number 5, and again, I think this was a little influenced by recent events.
recency bias. Yeah.
But your number 5 was the Sky People.
Well, look, I'll just say this.
That's an Avatar.
It's from Avatar because Avatar 2 had just come out, which I loved, and I watched again recently. It's still a lot of fun.
You watched it again?
Yeah.
Is that your 3rd time seeing it? Didn't you go to the theaters twice?
Yeah, and then I saw it on like where I don't know, it might have was Crave or some shit. But yeah, I think I'll cut the Sky People a bit of a break. That one.
You're coming around on the Sky People?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm a Sky person, so
What makes you a Sky person? Like you're white?
Well, I guess that's technically, I think it's more just like the Sky People are people who like because I'm not one of the blue Navi or whatever, right? So I'd be one of the people showing up.
You're not a Nazi?
No, a Navi. I'm not a
Could
Navi.
have fooled me with that fucking haircut.
Yeah,
Oh my
I agree.
God.
And it's
What?
sort of just general complexion and eye color and
All right.
belief system.
No, okay. Well, anyway, I'm not a Nazi, to be clear. Just to be clear.
Yeah.
But
It would be so easy to put like an out of context video of you on the internet and be like, look at this Nazi. And people will be like, yep,
it would
checks out.
Yes, that is unfortunately true. Sky People, again, that was very much just like, I just saw this movie and I couldn't think of a number 5.
Can I say,
Yeah.
because I know fans of this podcast and mostly you, Stefan, will be interested. I watched 2 movies over the holiday break.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's go. Let's hear it.
Well, I watched one Christmas movie.
Sure.
As
Was it
you
one
do.
you hadn't seen before or one?
No, it's one I've seen many times.
Was it Elf?
It was the Santa Claus.
Okay.
Rewatched the
I
Santa
feel like
Claus.
that one not as much in like the pantheon when
Is
you
that the one
think
with
of
Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
it's
No,
Tim Allen.
It's with Tim Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jonathan Taylor Thomas is I'll Be Home for Christmas, I think
All
it's
right,
called.
that piece of shit.
Yeah, that is a bad movie. But I think I've said on the show, Becca and I have been rewatching Home Improvement.
Yes.
It's very good somehow. It's like actually, and like I definitely think it's 8 seasons, so it's going to fall off at some
Sure.
point. But we are like halfway through the 4th season, and it still has yet to fall off.
Yeah.
So it's good. We watched the Santa Claus. I like it. I mean, I'm always
It's good.
surprised
It is good. No,
when
I
you
agree.
Google it. It has like bad reviews, like on IMDb, and like it's people don't like.
Is that
it,
just
I
because
guess?
people hate Tim Allen now? Probably.
Maybe, but like it's good. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was entertaining. We watched it again. Good film. No problem with the Santa Claus. And then I watched a recent movie, Steph.
Okay.
I watched The Holdovers.
Oh, I want to see that. Is that good?
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes, it was pretty good. It was, if you don't know, Paul Giamatti plays a grumpy teacher at a boarding school.
And boy, does he has a crazy eye in that movie.
Yes, they call him Walleye. That's like his nickname. They got a fucked up eye thing going on for him. I don't even know how they do that, to be honest.
I was going to say, is it CGI maybe? Or
I don't like if it's CGI, it's really good CGI.
It's crazy because like I've seen the trailer and like
Yes.
it's like fully off in a different direction. And
Oh,
by the
yeah.
way, the trailer is so good because it's like the throwback trailer with like the voiceover guy and everything. And like,
Yeah, well, because it's set in the 70s.
Yeah.
It's set in 1970.
Yeah.
And Alexander Payne, like even the title card and the old like rated R thing and everything, it's
Yeah.
all from the 70s at the start of the movie.
that's really good.
And it's like fake grainy, like it
Yeah.
looks like it was filmed. It kind of the cinematography reminded me of Love Story. Have you ever seen that?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah,
Yeah, it's got that kind of feel
That-
because it's like a college campus in wintertime.
Right.
Because it's got that kind of feel. I mean, it's a boarding school, but same shit.
yeah.
And so Paul
It's
Giamatti.
streaming now, isn't it? Or did you see it in theaters?
I will not be saying how I saw it.
Ah, okay. Well, I
did
know it's
not
on.
go to-
It's
I
on,
did
it's
not
on
go to
Dan's
the
Plex.
theaters.
I know that much.
Well, who's to say? And so
But Dan
yeah,
Dan worked on the movie, so it's fine.
What movie?
the holdovers.
The Holdovers.
Never heard of it.
Okay, well, it's on your Plex. So.
It was good. Paul Giamatti, good boarding school teacher. All the kids hate him. He has to stay over Christmas break with a student who also has to stay over Christmas break because his parents go away without him. And the kid who plays opposite Paul Giamatti in this was just discovered at the boarding
Yeah.
school they shot the movie at.
He wasn't like a known quantity.
No,
or
this is
anything.
like his first thing ever.
I like
so,
that. That's a
and
good
he
way
was
of
good.
doing it.
It was a
Yeah.
good movie. It was worth watching, I would say.
Yeah. Okay.
My number 5 from 2023, and I think this is checked out very well.
Yeah.
This is aged very well. Race cars
Yep.
against Joseph.
Yep.
That was Joseph, our main man with the blocked party race car, had a very good year on tour. And I think fair to say a lot of enemies, not just because they're competing against Joseph in races, but because a lot of them are bigoted and homophobic people.
That's right.
And they also fucked Joseph over.
Yes.
He was number 1 in the point standings. And then at the end of the season, they decided the point standings would be an accumulation of your top 8 races instead of
Bullshit.
your whole season,
Bullshit.
which
Bullshit.
bumped Joseph down to 2. But he won Rookie of the Year and fan favorite
Of course. I mean, who
for the
else would be
racing
the fan
tour,
favorite?
the
Yeah.
Rainbow Warriors. So
Nice work, Joseph.
good luck to Joseph. The race cars against Joseph this year will not be in my top 5, but they're always kind of.
I mean, they're an
in my
honorable
heart.
mention. You know.
And I think now that I live in Calgary, I'm going to be able to see Joseph race this year, which I'm
Oh,
very
hell
excited
yeah.
about. Okay, Dan, your number 4 last year was directed at a specific person that you are no longer with.
Yeah,
but
maybe we
you-
can just skip over that one.
All right, Stefan, your number 4 was the card company Upper Deck.
Yep.
Now, I can't remember exactly why you were mad at them. Do you remember?
It was prices obviously are out of control. They've gone down
Yeah.
a little bit this year.
Like
so
prices of boxes, you
Of
mean?
boxes, yeah.
Okay.
But it was mainly just how far behind they were on stuff. And again, not it's sort of out of their control a little bit because of COVID and supply chain stuff. But they are legitimately still in, I think they just released the final product from 21-22 like 2 weeks ago. Is how far behind they are. And they're desperately it's really funny because with all the Bedard stuff, they're trying to catch up so they can get all the Bedard stuff out during his rookie year, right? And they just I think they are doing it, but it's really funny because all the 23-24 stuff is coming out before the 22-23 stuff because they're just rushing to get it out. So it's just, and then the quality control is not good either. The centering on all the cards is fucked. So yeah, the Upper Deck. I mean, I was right to put them on there, and you might be hearing about them later on too.
Can't wait. My number 4 last year was the Try Guy Wife Guy.
Oh yeah,
because he gave a bad name to me as a sort of a recent wife guy last year. And I would say, we were kind of, when you put someone on your enemies list, you're sort of wishing for them to do badly. And as far as I know, he didn't do anything in 2023. We didn't get the anti-woke.
Yeah, he didn't do I've been canceled. Here's my right-wing
new
podcast. Yeah.
Because I got canceled and the woke mob it killed me or whatever. As far as I know, he didn't do anything last year. I should look it up. I'm just searching Try Guy Wife Guy. What the fuck is his? I don't know his name.
I forget his name. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good headline from Vanity Fair. No more Mr. Wife Guy.
That's really good.
Pretty good. Yeah. What is his name? Ned Fulmer.
Okay.
How'd that guy even get a wife?
Dork ass name.
Yeah, Ned Fulmer. Let's see. Did he do anything stupid here? I feel like he didn't do anything last year. So that's really good for him. Oh, it seems like he's still with the, oh no, he did not post on Instagram. Oh no, when is this from? Oh, 2022. Yeah. So he posted on Instagram in 2022, family should have always been my priority, but I lost focus and had a consensual workplace relationship. I'm sorry for any pain that my actions may have caused to the guys and the fans, but most of all to Ariel. The only thing that matters right now is my marriage and my children, and that's where I'm going to focus my attention. That's his last post, September 2022.
Okay, so he's fully offline.
So he's fully, is
okay. Yeah.
He's toast. He's gone.
Yeah. But that's
and I'm
the
now
right
looking
move
at her
also,
Instagram, and she also stopped posting in August of 2022.
Okay.
So I wonder if they're still together or not, but she doesn't have him in her bio or anything.
Interesting. Okay.
So, and you know what? No pictures with him, really. Looks like she's maybe gotten, okay, no, there are some more here.
I mean, they're definitely going to have locked accounts somewhere for sure. But
oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Looks like you won that round.
I won that round.
Yeah.
Suck it, Ned Fulmer. Now you have to live the rest of your life with that name. All right, Dan, and this is kind of, you're already popping off on this earlier this episode. Your number 3 last year was snow.
Yeah, I don't see any of that shit around now this year, do you?
No, yeah, I mean, you won that one as well. It's warm as fuck.
Did Vancouver snow in the early part of last year, though?
It was, I think,
it was
a blizzard
end
right
of
now
December,
last year,
wasn't it? Yeah, it was really snowy last year around this time.
It sucked ass.
Yeah.
In December for sure, because Becca and I were talking about that, how we ended up staying an extra day at my parents' in White Rock because it was snowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
Christmas.
my apartment heating was broken, so I was sitting here wearing a jacket and gloves recording podcasts.
I remember that.
I think I remember
that was no good. Yeah.
And then Jesse sent me money for a space heater, and I don't think I used it on a space heater.
That's okay. Well, Jesse's the one wearing gloves while he streams now, so you're
yeah,
good.
what's up with that?
I think he's just, it's just
he just
cold.
wants to be cool? Oh.
It does look kind of cool also, but I told him before, you shouldn't be wearing a glove while you're streaming in front of an O.J. Simpson jersey.
That's a good point.
Does the glove fit? That's the important thing.
It fits quite nicely, and it does look
Okay.
kind of cool on him as well. So
okay, so then that's fine.
Yeah.
That's allowed. They're really, they've been really talking about me on YKS a lot lately.
They were talking about fucking you in the ass a lot.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that's kind of my bad, John. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of F the A discussion this week on YKS.
Yeah, something about sticking a candy cane up there.
I did hear that as well.
It's the holidays. It's the holidays. You know?
Yeah,
You think you would like that?
Santa was gonna tie me up. Would I like a candy cane in my ass? I don't think so.
Do you think
no.
the mintiness you would feel it?
I
That's
think
what
so.
I thought. I was thinking it would feel quite refreshing.
I know, but the problem is my asshole is so banged up. You know,
that's true.
I feel like the sugar.
Yeah, you've done some real damage to that thing.
Well, yeah, whoever God did, I guess, or whoever gave me a bad asshole. Yes, but yeah, I feel like that would not be good. You know, I don't know what you even say. I know with with women, it's about the pH balance, right? You don't want to, so I don't, your ass doesn't really have that, but I feel like it would just disturb
it's all the sugar. I think it would be, yeah, I don't think
the natural feeling of your butt. I don't know. Maybe it would feel good going in, but I feel like it would be a bad long-term.
It would get all sticky though. And it would just be a mess. You know,
Wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be good. Stefan, you're number 3 last year, and this is a common enemy for you, I should say.
Yes.
EA Sports.
Now, I will say, you know, we haven't played as much recently because people have been busy or whatever. But I am enjoying NHL 24 this year overall. I think they did. And it's funny because if you go to like the EA NHL subreddit, they all fucking hate it.
Oh, interesting.
They
So we just have
detest
the best
it.
taste.
Well, I think legitimately so much of it is if you go to the subreddit, people being like, oh, they took away the NHL 94 controls. I can't play it anymore. Fucking learn, like, you know what? Get good.
It's been like 20 years.
Yeah,
of the new control scheme.
the stick control scheme, the skill stick has been around since like 2007 at this point. It's been around longer than the 94 controls were around. So no excuses at this point. A lot of people were mad about that. I get that maybe there's accessibility issues and EA did fuck up there, but this I'm talking about like older guys who were just like stuck in their ways, you know?
Yeah.
And I do think I think there's still an enemy because there are still issues. The menus in NHL take fucking forever. It's insane. There are still glitches and bugs. And this is, I mean, it is EA's fault, but it's also not. But just like, there's no one playing the game. Although we haven't tried playing since Christmas, so maybe there are a few more people now. But look, I've said this before. This is my suggestion, and I think they are trending towards this, and I think it will happen at some point. But they need to go the Rocket League free-to-play mode, where you have like the full version of the game with franchise mode with Ultimate Team, which is where you're making your money, and then you do a free-to-play version where it's just NHL 3-on-3, and you can buy like jerseys and haircuts and celebrations for your players and stuff. So you can buy that with real money, because I would do that because I'm stupid. But make threes free-to-play, build up a player base. That's what they should do. Will they do it? Hopefully one day. But overall, also, you still can't edit your lines in franchise mode in the offseason. Even though I don't play franchise mode anymore, I did have to check that. So they're still fucking up there. But overall, I think they did a better job with NHL 24 this year, and I know John agrees.
Definitely, yes.
Especially as a goalie in the game.
Yes,
So.
the goal. Well, they screwed me a little bit by
at the
introducing
start.
the tether system to the game, which is a feature for nobody. But yes, my number 3 from last year was my upstairs neighbors, because they had flooded our apartment by their own negligence. But joke's on them, because I moved out of that shithole and they bought 2 apartments in that building, which is a shithole, and fuck them. So win for me. Okay, Dan, your number 2, and I think, you know, is pretty on the mark here. Your number 2 was pedophiles. That was your enemy last year.
Yep. Still don't like them.
Nice. Yeah.
I'll still fuck them up on site, you know?
Yep. There you go.
Understood.
Yeah.
I do.
And that was your number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it goes to show how much importance he places on his number 1 when we get there.
Which is kind of about number 2, actually.
Well, and great point, Stefan. Your number 2 last year, and I think this is one that's very much aged well.
Oh, yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter was your number 2 enemy last year.
Yeah, and I don't know if I've defeated Twitter by deleting my account or Twitter won, but I mean, it's just such a shit show now. And
yeah, but like, I mean, Elon's already probably lost over 50% of what he paid for it.
He's lost a lot of money on it. He owes a lot of money to the Saudis, which I personally love.
Yeah,
well, you know what they do to people, right?
Exactly.
It's not good.
That's what I'm thinking.
They don't give him a hug.
But it's just like, it's crazy how bad he made it and how fast it became that bad, and it fucking sucks. And I do miss posting there with my friends and stuff, but Blue Sky is nice enough, and I'm just posting less in general, I guess.
Twitter's gotten so bad that I've started posting on something awful again.
Oh my God, Dan. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. I can't even believe I'm admitting it, but
that's so crazy that Twitter has lost to something awful in 2023. That's incredible. But yeah, I mean, it's still sort of going to be on my enemies list this year, kind of. But yeah, that one aged well, obviously, because what a horrible website.
I can't believe that some of the ads now are full pussy. You can just see full pussy
awesome.
in the
That's
ads.
the one thing they got
that's
right
good,
now.
I think.
Yeah,
that sounds fine to me. But it is very funny because I'll see screen grabs of the ads sometimes, and it's just like, it's like the shitty like rip off like Amazon products you would get. And like that's all they have now. It's hilarious.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
My number 2 last year, people who lack manners.
Yep.
And unfortunately, I feel like they always win, because everywhere you go, people have no manners, and it's fucking bullshit.
Yep.
And
That's true.
It drives me nuts. Yesterday, I flew home from Toronto to Calgary, and the guy in front of me watched 2 movies back to back with no headphones.
What? So on his laptop or something?
On his phone, no
on
headphones.
His phone? What was he
on
watching?
his phone. I don't even know.
Oh, that sucks,
But like,
man.
are you shitting me, dude?
That's really crazy.
4-hour flight and you're watching movies with no headphones at full volume.
I would have said something.
Yeah.
Well, normally flight attendants do come around and say, and I don't know if they just didn't notice or what was going on, but
that's
mean,
nuts. Similar thing, and I had a friend complaining about this recently, and I've seen it too. But when you're on like a red eye flight, and there's always the guy who just keeps his light on.
Oh yeah,
and it's just like, what are you fucking doing? Oh my god, like,
crazy.
Yeah, planes.
Crazy.
I feel like especially you're seeing a lot of insane behavior.
Yeah, it feels
sucks.
like every year the people who have no manners are getting stronger. Doesn't matter how many times I put them on my enemies list. It's insane.
Yeah.
Dan, your number 1 last year was wiping. Was your number 1 enemy, and I kind of based on what you've said on the pod, I think you did kind of win in 2023 because you just stopped wiping. Correct?
Yeah, I stopped for a while, but I've sort of come back around on it.
Okay, you're back in the wiping game.
Yeah, I mean,
you've reached a détente with wiping.
Yeah, it's I got a few complaints from a few people, mostly people I didn't know. So,
like people online were saying like you got to wipe your ass.
Yeah, or just people who were near me at the mall and stuff. You know,
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that would. Yeah,
you should get a bidet, Dan.
You should get a bidet.
Significantly limits the amount of time you have to wipe, or the amount of wipes you do.
But I would have to get the one with the warm water, and then I'd have to like drill a hole in my bathroom cabinet.
You don't have to get the one with the warm water.
I have to get the one with the warm water, John.
Why?
Because I'm not spraying cold water at my asshole.
Dude, it's refreshing.
It is.
No, it's not.
After you shit, your hole's all hot.
I've had the cold one, and I've had the warm one.
The hot hole.
You hate the hot hole.
Oh, that doesn't happen to me too much anymore.
I like the cold hole. The cold hole is nice because it does kind of wake you up a little bit too.
Exactly. It's just like a little woo.
Yeah.
A little.
Yeah, it's nice.
It is very nice.
Yeah.
Stefan, your number 1 last year was Francesco Aquilini.
Yeah, Canucks were sort of at a low point at this time last year.
Hard
obviously.
to believe what a difference a year makes.
Yeah, and I think it's because I put him on my enemies list. Now, to be clear, he's still a huge piece of shit and is still an enemy of mine. And I would still love for him to sell the team and not be involved at all, especially because I'm cheering for them to win again, and they're a fun team and they're good. But he's still awful. I think he sort of represented just like the Canucks in general at that point. And now it would just be him personally and his entire family. But the Canucks, I have no quarrel with the Canucks at this point. I'm enjoying them a lot. So,
well, there you go.
Yep.
My number 1 last year, I guess, was also sort of evidenced with Dan what was going on last year during the enemies list time. But pardon me, the City of Vancouver snow control. Was my number 1 enemy last year.
It was
and,
notoriously bad last year.
Guess what? I moved to a city that has great snow control.
Yeah.
So fuck you, Vancouver. Suck my dick from the back. This is, I'm in a city where the first time it snowed here, within like 30 minutes of it snowing, I watched a plow go by my house and I almost shed a tear.
Wow. There you go.
It was like, oh my God, they have plows here. They put salt on the road. This is what a miracle. So,
beautiful. Yeah. So we all did pretty good, I think.
We all did pretty good in making our enemies pay in 2024. We have no choice but to respect that for ourselves. I mean, it's kind of the goal of the enemies list. And so without any further ado, let us move on to our 2024 enemies list. Dan, we will start with you. Who is your number 5 enemy?
Oh, no.
I'll enter you, buddy.
I got Jesse on the brain. Dan, who is your number 5 enemy for 2024?
Number 5 is beer.
Beer.
Yeah,
okay.
fuck beer. I'm
All
done
right,
with that shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your issue with beer?
Well, my issue is I couldn't stop drinking it.
Yeah.
I would, just sit here by myself and play like Fortnite and drink like 10 beers or play American Truck Simulator and drink like 10 beers.
I've been there. I've
That
been
was
there.
a fun one to do. Now
Yeah.
I just don't play driving games because I don't drink. So
That's good. There
Yeah.
you go.
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck beer, it smells bad, tastes bad. What more could you want out of a beverage?
yeah,
It's bullshit.
All
Yeah,
right.
beer's been on my enemies list since I was born, so we're
I think you might like it, John.
I think
don't
I think you would. I mean, I've said this before. You would, if you drank, you would for sure be like a craft beer or wine.
Oh, I
guy,
would
like,
be
no
a
question.
snobby
Yeah.
guy. I
Yeah.
would be a snobby guy, but I don't think I would drink it. I don't like the taste of it.
Yeah.
Stefan, who is your number 5 enemy for 2024?
Oh, Upper Deck is back on the list.
Wow, Upper Deck, 2 years in a row, baby.
They've dropped down. They're not because they were 4th last time. They're 5th this time because they have been pushing out more of the cards. But like I said, they're pushing out the 23, 24 stuff because of Bedard, and they're getting behind on the 22, 23 stuff now, and it's comical at this point. And again, the quality control is not good. They're still doing sticker autos in a lot of products that they shouldn't be doing sticker autos in. To be that far behind and still be doing sticker autos is ridiculous. Upper
What does
Deck.
that mean? What are you saying?
So what they'll do is they'll the on card auto is much.
I see. It's like they
preferred.
sign a sticker and then they put the
So
sticker on the card.
Literally, what they'll do is they'll send the player like a huge sheet of stickers, and they'll get them to just sign all the stickers and send them back, and then they can just put them on whatever cards they want. So it's faster. But if they're this far behind at this point, there's no excuse to have sticker versus on card. So anyway, it's just my little annoying obsession, I guess. But yeah,
It
Upper
does
Deck.
seem like it'd be really cheesy to get a card where they've signed like essentially a name tag.
It sucks. It fucking looks bad. Like it just
Yeah.
doesn't look good. And like they're doing it in this super high end products, right? Not that I'm buying these boxes, but there's like $1,200 boxes. And there's Trevor Zegras autos in there that are just on a sticker. And it's like, it looks bad, it's cheap, and you're charging that much money for it. It's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Upper Deck, you're on notice.
Yep. Get
Is
it
that why
together.
you went OPG? Are they're good now?
They're all Upper Deck. No, I mean, I really do like the OPG stuff, but they had really bad centering issues this year. But the thing I like about OPG is they do the on-card auto.
Right.
And I just like that style of card as well. But
Agreed.
yeah, Upper Deck, number 5.
Nerd.
All right. So in 2022, I had an enemy, which was Plant Me Cafe. They made my favorite salad in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And then they took the salad off the menu. So I made them an enemy and then their business shut down.
Okay.
So I am going for, this is sort of a reverse situation here.
Okay.
My number 5 enemy in 2024 is Body Energy Club.
Okay.
They have multiple locations in Vancouver. They make my favorite smoothie
Yeah.
in the world.
Yeah.
And there are no Body Energy Clubs in Calgary.
Okay.
And we haven't really found like a good smoothie place in Calgary yet. And I think we've tried pretty much all of them. Like, I don't think there is a good smoothie place here. So Body Energy is my enemy because they have no Calgary location.
Wow.
So this is me putting them on blast, and I'm hoping in 2024 they get a Calgary location. And so it's sort of like a reverse Plant Me. I don't want them to close down. I want them to open more.
I like it.
So-
Okay. Well, it's worked for you before, basically. So.
It's exactly. I'm going back to a similar well. It's like where Plant Me died. I want Body Energy to grow.
All right.
Dan, your number 4 enemy, please.
My number 4 enemy. You may notice a theme here. Marijuana is my number
Okay.
4 enemy.
Marijuana.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
And just if only like 25-year-old Dan could hear you now putting marijuana
Wow.
on your enemies list.
Yeah.
This is growth, Dan. This is
It is.
growth.
It is.
Yeah, I've realized that it was ruining my life.
There you go.
Pretty
Well,
cool.
yeah.
I
That
did
is
have
cool.
a cheat day though. I did. I got to Christmas dinner and my uncle was like, "Oh, I've been waiting for you to show up so I could smoke this huge joint."
Okay. Well, that's an uncle thing. That's fine. It's okay to
Yeah.
do an uncle cheat day.
Yeah, so I hit that
Well-
joint. Hit the joint a couple times and I was absolutely fucked. I cannot smoke weed anymore after taking
Okay.
like a
yeah,
month
you
and
sort
a
of
half
realize that once you quit for a
The
month, that you
tolerance,
had
yeah.
the tolerance that of like not of this planet.
Yeah, and then after I hit that joint a couple times, I also ate a 50 milligram edible, which I thought
Oh
would
my
be
God. Okay. Well.
I thought would
yeah.
be totally fine. Like I'm used to
Yeah.
eating like 800, 1,000 milligrams.
Sure.
So I ate that, and I was pretty much out after that.
Yeah.
And then I went home and slept for 14 or 15 hours that
Okay.
night. So
All right. Okay.
I don't think I can do weed anymore.
Yeah,
Okay.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the effect weed should have on you.
Yes.
So that's at least, so that shows that you're handling your recent sobriety well, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, it means it's going well. Like I'll say, Dan, I have definitely talked of your weed tolerance to other people. Specifically, Jesus, your edible tolerance.
The edible tolerance is insane.
Insane. So
yeah, I remember the
so
last
this is
time I
like,
was on a flight, I had an 800 milligram edible, and then I drank 2 of those like half bottles of wine, and I was totally fine.
I don't think I could have 800 milligrams of food.
It's not that much.
it's really.
You are a little pin, though.
Yeah.
Stefan eats 800 milligrams of food and has to go lie down.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh.
even know where I am right now.
Oh my God, I'm so fucked.
Stefan, what's your number 4 enemy for 2024?
My number 4, and they're already starting to get fucked over, which is great, but it's Vancouver or BC just in general. The people who own like basically Airbnb hotels.
Yes.
The psychos who own like 20 apartments in one building in downtown Vancouver and are just renting them all out on Airbnb and basically running illegal hotels. Fuck them. I think everyone hates them. They're awful people. They shouldn't exist. And the BC government is enacting laws making that illegal to do. And I'm really looking forward to seeing those people get completely fucked over like they deserve. So
Are they making it legal to play the knockout game on those fools?
that's already legal. You can do that, I think.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's fine to do. But yeah, it's great, and it's very funny reading news articles where, because the news is like, we have to give both sides of this issue, so they're like interviewing the owners and giving them like a sympathetic ear, and it's like, this is my job, this is my career, and then like the housing minister of BC is like, well, we need property managers in like actual apartments, so you can go do that if you want. It's
go do
great.
that.
Yeah.
You fucking losers.
I love it. It's great to see. They're already starting to get fucked over, so hopefully that continues in 2024.
that could age very well.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go back to my 2022 list. My 2022 list is, I mean, as the kids would say, and as Stefan would say, because he acts like a child, my 2022 list was goated.
It really was goated.
Because my number 5 was Plant Me, shut down. My number 4 was toilet paper. I have a bidet. I have 2 bidets in my new house and a travel bidet. Number 3 was people who run my building. I moved out and bought a house.
Yep.
Number 2 was Becca's illness, and she's the healthiest she's ever been probably right now. And my number 1, who is also my number 4 this year and will probably never appear on my list again, was Mayim Bialik, and she just lost her Jeopardy job.
Yeah.
Fuck you. See you in hell. Absolute piece of shit woman. But my 2022 enemies are all in the fucking ground.
Yeah.
I buried their asses. So Mayim is on my list just to make sure that, because she is still doing some of the tournaments, I believe, later this year.
Right.
But then they've said they're not going to renew her contract. But I'm keeping her on the list. Just, keep your enemies close.
Sure.
You really hate
just to be
women,
safe.
huh, John?
Then Dan, that's definitely what you can take away from my one specific hatred towards this one specific person. But yes, see you later, Mayim.
I understand.
Abiento.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon, as they say on Polka Dot Door. You're gone.
Nice job.
Bye. Dan, you're number 3.
I'm just realizing now that my parents and probably a lot of my family who ask me what I do for work are over this holiday season are going to be listening to this. But number 3, Xanax.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Sensing a theme.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
getting into the benzos a little over the last
Okay. That's
few
not
months,
good.
and yeah, it wasn't good.
Okay.
But I'm like completely sober now, mostly. So
There you go. There
Well,
you
that's
go.
good. I didn't even know you were doing those.
Yeah, I didn't really tell a lot of people about that one.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
But-
probably for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Congrats.
not doing
though.
that anymore. So
Congrats on getting
That's
over
good.
those.
Yeah, those are not.
Those are scary. Those are not good.
Yeah, that's
well,
a bad
they're
scene.
a lot of fun. Is the problem?
Well,
Hmm.
yeah.
I wouldn't.
I
say
don't
there's-
agree. I actually think they're probably not fun at all.
Have you tried them?
Why would I?
You got to get John. We got to get John some Zanny bars.
I don't think we'll be doing that.
No, I don't. I don't think I will. Although there was speaking of Jeopardy, there was a competitor on Jeopardy last night whose name was Zanny.
Oh,
I
wow.
was like, That's not a name that's aged well. Spelled
No.
with an X too. Xanni.
Wow.
I'm like, oh boy.
Cool last name.
It is a cool
Uh-oh.
name. Yeah.
Okay, well that's good, Dan. I'm glad you're moving away from those. That's important.
Yeah.
Stefan, you're number 3, please.
Number 3, I'm going to go with just the entire concept of draft lotteries.
And I see why.
Yeah, well, there's a couple reasons. One of them is Chicago winning the Connor Bedard lottery. Vancouver had no chance. That wasn't going to happen. But Chicago winning it, I mean, every fan of every other team hates that. It's awful.
Yeah,
maybe
just the worst possible place he could have landed.
This is how, literally, I would have preferred him to go to the Edmonton Oilers, is how little they deserve that. So that sucked, obviously. But then, more specifically in our fantasy league, I did lose the Bedard lottery, although it sort of worked out in the end. I mean, I got a very good player out of it, but I'm not looking forward to. Basically, it's the same thing that you did, sort of, John, where
Yes.
I'm getting ahead of it because I would really like to win the draft lottery this year. I have a very good chance of doing it. My team is awful, but there's a very good chance I'm going to go like 1 in 20 and pick 5th overall, which is so fucked. Fingers crossed.
Imagine I get the first overall pick.
I think you have such good lottery luck, so I'm a little worried that that's going to happen.
Yeah. It's been pretty good so far.
Yeah, so we'll see. But I'm putting just the concept of draft lotteries on notice. My number 3 enemy.
I love that. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's good, and I think you know what? I think you are going to win our league's lottery this year.
I hope so. I really
think you
hope
will.
so. Well, I hope I win it with the other pick because that would be ideal.
Well, that
and
would
then
be
still have
really
100
funny.
points for 2025.
Yeah,
So,
that would be incredible if you do that.
Fingers crossed. So we'll see.
Yeah. Great. My number
And I know
3,
deserve has nothing to do with it, but I do think I deserve a lottery win here.
You
believe.
deserve it.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
Yeah.
My number 3 is the moving company that moved us from Vancouver to Calgary. 2 burly men.
Wow.
It was fine.
Yeah.
Most of all, it was fine.
Sure.
I should say it wasn't so bad, other than they completely underestimated how much space we would need in the moving truck.
Okay.
Obviously, I don't know this. So you call them and then they say, how much stuff do you have? You describe your apartment, kind of what you're moving, whatever. Sure. And so whoever I called and talked to on the phone that day basically gave me an estimate. So because we weren't going to fill up a full truck.
Yeah.
So they kind of parcel out the truck. Well, they get there and the first thing the movers say is like, well, this is not all going to go in the truck. And I'm like, well, I'm leaving tonight. I'm leaving. I got to go.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we're going to have to come back because we can't get all your stuff in the truck. So had to deal with 2 days of very confusing bullshit. I ended up having to drive to Calgary all in one day because of their fuck up instead of splitting it up over 2 days like what was supposed to happen. They also, my parents had to go to Vancouver and supervise while they moved out the rest of my shit. And then when they got here, when we started unpacking our stuff, for some reason, they had packed a box with all of our bathroom, like under the sink bathroom cleaners and Becca's wedding dress. That was all that was in the box was everything underneath the bathroom sink and Becca's wedding dress. And as you might imagine, one of the bathroom cleaners exploded onto Becca's wedding dress.
No.
It was in a bag.
Yeah.
But it was bleach. It seeped through the bag and ruined her wedding dress. So
that's a reasonable enemy to have on the list, I feel like.
Great work. Fuck you. And you are my enemy.
You're not going to name names?
I said 2 burly men.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. Get fucked.
There you go.
Dan, you're number 2.
My number 2, again, sorry to any of my family who was listening to this, but cocaine.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. This was mostly like a summer thing, I think.
Sure.
Well, and maybe a bit into the fall as well.
Well, it was a long summer.
But it was, it was a long summer.
A long summer.
But that got really bad for a while there.
Oh, damn.
It's good that you're putting them on your enemies list, though, Dan. That's
that's
a good
good.
step.
It shows
I will
for
never do
2024.
cocaine again
Beautiful.
in my life.
Oh, that's good. I
Good.
love that.
That's very
I
good.
hope.
That's smart.
I'm
it's
very proud
also
of you.
just in Vancouver too
It's dangerous.
It's
yeah.
very
I
dangerous,
don't
yeah.
really want to die that bad.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, no.
We don't want that either for you.
I mean, if
Yeah,
it
that would
happens,
be
that would that would
No.
suck. you
Yeah,
know?
don't. Yeah, let's not
we
die
don't-
in
we don't
2024.
But
want
if it's
that,
God's
yeah.
plan, then
No,
you know.
it's not God's
well,
plan.
no,
Dan.
God's plan is Drake makes a music video and gives a bunch of people money. Well, that's
Yeah.
Dan. We know that's what God's plan
That's right.
is.
Well, hey, that sounds pretty cool. Maybe
This
you can give me some
Dan's
money.
enemies list right now is looking like it's kind of reading like a Post Malone song.
I'm
right
wondering
now.
what's going to be number one. I'm
Yes,
very curious.
me too.
at this
I am
point, but-
curious. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Stefan, you're number 2.
Well, I was going to go with just like grocery prices and inflation in general, but I'm going to go with Galen Weston Jr.
Oh yeah, go call it out what it is.
What a shithead! What a piece of shit! What a scumbag!
and just one of those guys that just like looks like a fucking asshole. Like you
He's
just
a-
get a look at this guy's face and you want to punch
He's
it.
a rich prick. He's never done anything useful in his entire life. I mean, there's certain things that should happen that I probably can't say on here, but
Yeah.
I do think he should be everyone's enemy. He shouldn't be able to go out in public without feeling unsafe. I think he's a horrible man. His whole family is awful, and he's ruining a lot of this country. And he fucking sucks. Fuck him. Suck my dick.
For those Americans who don't know, he owns one of the prominent, or his family owns one of the prominent grocery chains in Canada.
Yeah.
And
They had the
they've
price
been
fixing
doing,
scandal a couple years back. I mean,
they've been doing nothing but raising grocery prices since the pandemic.
and then being all woe is me, like we can't. It's the suppliers. It's not our fault, you know. And it's just, I mean,
it's a big fuck you.
yeah, big
Yeah.
piece of shit. He should be everyone's enemy. So Galen Weston Jr.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yep.
Get out of here. My number 2, the NHL.
Okay.
They've had a very bad year. It's the worst league in the world, and hockey's the best sport. So it just sucks that we have, as a hockey fan, we have to put up with this. But specifically, their treatment of the Pride Night, Indigenous Night, Latinx night, whatever, Chinese New Year night, Diwali night, whatever. A lot of NHL teams would have specialty jerseys to celebrate marginalized communities, and in almost every case, the jerseys are beautiful.
Yeah, the
and
Canucks Diwali jersey was really
They're
cool.
great.
Oh yeah, they're so great, and usually they wear them for warm-ups only. They don't wear them during the game, and then the players will sign them. They auction them off, whatever, for the to support whatever community the jersey is based on. And just because like 6 NHLers last year, a couple Russians and a couple like white Christian guys, I guess,
Losers.
said they wouldn't wear the Pride jerseys. Gary Bettman said no one in the NHL can wear Pride jerseys now. Then they told players they weren't allowed to have Pride tape on their sticks.
Players are just doing it anyways, which is nice.
So thank God players have just started doing it anyways. But yeah, Marc-Andre Fleury wasn't allowed to wear a mask by an Indigenous artist for Native American night in Minnesota, and his wife is Indigenous. So just all that fucking bullshit sucks ass. And Gary Bettman is just a little twerp. He can have the same treatment as Galen Weston, as far as I'm concerned. And and also people say he's done such great things for the league, and he hasn't at all. The NHL was ahead of the NBA in the late 90s in attendance, TV ratings, name a metric, they were ahead of the NBA. Now the NBA is light years ahead of the NHL, and people go, well, Bettman brought expansion to the league and he brought more TV revenue. Yeah, everybody got more TV revenue because sports are the only thing that fucking sells on TV anymore. He's a fucking loser. Fuck the NHL. That's my number 2. Dan, you're number 1.
My number 1 is a tie between cops and pedophiles.
But you repeat yourself.
Yeah, I know. It's basically the same thing. But if you're a cop and you're listening, well, actually, maybe let's just stick with the pedophiles for this part. If you're a pedophile and you're listening to this, send me your address. I'll come and I'll like fly out and beat you within an inch of your life, like the end of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I'll fuck you up. No problem
work,
doing
Dan.
that. Yeah.
Nice job.
And if you're a cop listening to this, keep on listening.
Yeah, we do need the listeners. So
Yeah, they have guns. So
yeah, that's true.
That's-
yeah.
Very true. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a great number 1. I think Stefan and I were wondering if it was going to be another substance on there, but that's a good way to kind of top it off.
Yeah.
yeah,
Nice work,
no,
Dan.
I think I've hit all of these substances I've been abusing over the last year or so.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I love that. Okay. Well, great list, Dan. Stefan, your number one, please.
I feel like this is pretty obvious. I sort of hinted at it before, but obviously it has to be Elon Musk. What an asshole. I mean, I think this year, I don't know if the average person on the street would necessarily say like, oh yeah, he's like the stupidest man alive, but it's a lot likelier now. He's a total clown. He's a Nazi. He's a psycho. He's a loser. He's maybe the unfunniest person to ever live, which is like legitimately impressive. There's a lot of funny things that could happen to him and maybe possibly will, because I think he's a big like pillhead. He owes money to the Saudis. There's a lot of things that could happen here. And hopefully one of them does in 2024. But what a shithead. Ruined a website that I used to enjoy. I no longer post on. And yeah, I mean, I think he's, even if he's not on your guys' list, he's going to be an honorable mention for sure. But
you can add him onto the end of my number one there.
Yeah. What a stupid asshole. Yeah. So that's my number one.
Well, Stefan doth quote, I don't know, I got nothing there. I was going to say protest too much, but that's not right.
Yeah.
But you were doth predicteth too early, because you said Elon Musk was not on my list. However,
there we go.
I wrote my list before we even started recording, and number one on my list, number one in your blackest of hearts, Elon Musk is also my number one for 2024. Stefan said it just as well as I could, and I think I agree with you, Stefan, in terms of pills, Saudis, etc. However, I think the way that he can and will go in 2024 is at the wheel of a Cybertruck.
Oh, I mean, that would be wonderful as well.
And yeah. I think as a society, we just deserve that sort of ironic, almost cartoonish style of to happen.
There is a Wikipedia page. It's like list of people killed by their own inventions, isn't there?
Yeah. Let's add to that in 2024.
Yeah, let's get on there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see.
The Segway guy is on there, I think, even though he didn't invent it. It was like the owner. Oh, well, maybe he's not on there. But anyway, I would like to see.
Okay, let's see here. We've got, what a name you can have for something. Sylvester Roper, the inventor of the Roper steam velocipede, died of a heart attack or subsequent crash during a public speed trial in 1896.
Wow.
It's unknown whether the crash caused the heart attack or the heart attack caused the crash. It was basically like a steam-powered buggy, essentially.
I know the submarine guy is on here from earlier this year.
Yeah, we've got General Electric employee William Nelson invented a new way to motorize bicycles and then fell off the prototype bike during a test run. Francis Stanley was killed while driving a Stanley steamer automobile.
Okay.
He drove his car into a wood pile while attempting to avoid farm wagons traveling side by side on the road. Duesenberg was killed in a high-speed road accident in a Duesenberg. Oh my God. This is the craziest one. How have I never heard of this before? This is in 2004.
Yeah.
Stefan, you probably know this. Marvin Heemeyer was a disgruntled mechanic who modified a bulldozer.
Oh, the Killdozer.
With firearms and armor composed of cement and steel before embarking on the Killdozer rampage as revenge against his city. He committed suicide after his vehicle became lodged inside the basement of a building he attempted to demolish.
Yeah. I don't know if that counts because he just like shot himself in the head, but I guess the invention did sort of lead to him.
That guy's a hero.
He was an interesting guy. There's a
really
documentary
special.
about him too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people who are like trying to invent parachutes and planes.
Yes.
So as you can imagine, hang gliders. Oh no. This was my favorite one. Franz Reichelt, a tailor, fell to his death from the first deck of the Eiffel Tower during the initial test of a coat parachute, which he invented. Reichelt promised the authorities he would use a dummy, but instead he confidently strapped himself into the garment at the last moment and made his leap in front of a camera crew.
No,
that's
really
there's photos
funny.
of that one. I'll have to look those up.
It looks
later.
like there's a video of it.
What year was this?
1912.
Oh, shit.
There's a video of it on Wikipedia. I mean, if you want to bring it up.
Let's watch a video of a guy dying.
Yeah, I won't be bringing that up, but
all right, fine enough. I mean, it's in 1912. It's like whatever. But yeah, you can find that. Some guy, the rotary printing press, he crushed his foot.
And then
with
got
the
like an
printing press, and
infection or
developed
something?
gangrene, and he died during the amputation. We've got a lot of like people who died at sea. Yeah. So I mean, this is really good stuff. Yeah. Oh God. Czech professional stuntman living in Canada developed a shock absorbent barrel and then died following a demonstration involving the barrel being dropped from the roof of the Houston Astrodome.
Oh my God. I was going to guess it was a Niagara Falls thing.
He was fatally injured when his barrel hit the rim of the water tank meant to cushion his fall.
Oh my God.
Yikes.
When was that?
That was in 1985.
Oh my God. There's probably footage of that.
And he came
too.
back as John Cullen just a few months later.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So there you go. So there's, there is precedent.
Yeah.
And we can only hope. Thank you, everybody. This is our first ever. We just had our first ever Christmas Day episode. This is our first ever New Year's Day.
That's right. Happy New Year
episode. Happy New Year to everybody. May 2024 not bring any of these cruel fates upon you in your year. I hope you have a wonderful year. Everything that happens to our enemies, I hope, is reversed and happens good to you for listening to this show. Thank you for supporting us for another year. We'll be back next week with regularly scheduled programming, as we always do here on Block Party. If you want to support the show, patreon.com/Block Party. We will have new $100 club perks coming out very soon. We change them every January. So stay tuned for that. We'll see what kind of stupid shit Stefan and I decide to get ourselves into. But yeah, that's all over on our Patreon. Follow us Twitter, Instagram, TikTok @BlockedPartyPod. You can see this episode and a lot of other episodes on our YouTube, which is youtube.com/@BlockedParty. And you can follow us on Blue Sky @BlockedParty. And we'll see you back here next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.